I can tell you without an iota of doubt that African Union, as is today, is not fit for purpose, is not fit to provide the leadership that this continent needs going into the future. And therefore, there is need for the reform of the African Union. I am asking of you, as intelligence leaders, to assist us to figure out what kind of African Union that we need to be able to unlock the potential that exists in our continent and the opportunities that we have, so that as we march into the future, as we become the single largest market, as a quarter of the world's population live in our continent, we take advantage of that position, because otherwise it can pose a major risk for us. We have resources in this continent. We have assets in this continent. We still continue to export our resources because sometimes we do not have the support from financial institutions to support our own processing, our own capacity. I want to implore on you as intelligence officers that as governments, as African governments, it is important for us to develop African financial institutions, to invest in African financial institutions. It is good to have the World Bank. It is good to have the IMF, but we need more capacity. We need to put more money in Afri-Exim Bank, Africa Finance Corporation, Africa Development Bank, Trade Development Bank, multinational African institutions. I will tell you why. One African entrepreneur, let me mention him by name, Aliko Dangote from Nigeria, has built among the largest refineries in the world in Nigeria. He couldn't find any financial institution to support him. It is the Afri-Exim Bank, an African financial institution, that gave him the money to develop that refinery. Africa is at a reflection point because Africa will have a quarter of the world's population will be living in our continent by 2050. And 2050 is just, 20 years from now, 20-something years from now. We will have the largest workforce in the world coming from this continent. Because of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, we will have the largest single market in the world in this continent. And we have resources and we have assets. We have 2/3 of the world's remaining arable land. I was told by the former president of the Africa Development Bank that the future billionaires will be farmers. That is why I'm trying farming myself. And aside from that, we have huge mineral and natural resources in our continent. It is both an opportunity and a risk. Because of what I have said about our continent, there is need for thought leaders. There is need for intelligence leaders to think about how we are going to organize ourselves.